Hey guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. I am in my Swiss chard patch today. So this is a rainbow Swiss chard, and we're about to harvest it because we're right at that pinnacle where we need to pull it out, and we're going to be saving some of the greens and also eating some of the greens today. But look at that beautiful color. So I've got another ice cream bucket. Seems to be my staple when I come into the garden. So I just twist and pull. So this stem is a beautiful yellow. Let's get in here. It is in the mid-80s today already. Beautiful fall weather. Look at that awesome red color on this leaf. Isn't that beautiful? There we go. So once again, we're putting away a lot of these greens for the winter. We're in the 80s today, but guess what? We're going to be in single-digit temperatures overnight next week. Look at that. Now, these greens, the Swiss chard, can usually take a light frost, which is good. But we want to preserve all the nutrients as best as possible. So a lot of the times, guys, what I'll do with this stuff is not only will I food seal it, if you're not really concerned with the consistency of it, if you're throwing it in a soup, but sometimes what I'll do is I will freeze dry it, cut it, freeze dry it, and then that will save us basically 98% of its nutrition. And then sometimes what I like to do is make a powder out of it and add it to soups and smoothies, or we just chop it into bits like you normally would if you were sauteing it in a pan, and then freeze dry it that way. All right, I'm really liking this magenta purple pink, I guess, red, purple, pink, red, magenta. Look at that, awesome. We'll add that one in there. We actually have quite a few patches of Swiss chard. Doesn't take long for the bucket to fill up at all. Ooh, look at this one. So I used to cut Swiss chard with scissors, but you can pretty much twist and pull just as you would with rhubarb. There we go. This is kind of a cool crop as well, because once you harvest, if you leave the roots in the ground and you have enough time, the leaves will actually grow back. So you get multiple harvests out of one crop, which is kind of nice. So if you take a look here, I had already harvested some before, and you can see the new leaves are starting to grow back. So Swiss chard is kind of cool that way. Does anybody else like Swiss chard out of the garden, straight out of the garden and into the pan like I do? I love it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this one's a big one. Beautiful. All right, we're going to take the bucket and head on. Whoop! Take the blooper. We're going to take the bucket and head on to the other side. And don't want to mess with these guys today because the bugs are starting to get weird now that it's getting cold. So I'm just going to sit it here, and we're going to take what we can out of this patch without hopefully getting stung. I do not want to get stung. All right, let's see what we got. The wasps are nasty this time of the year. There we go. All right. If it wasn't for all of these handy buckets, some of these things would be super hard to harvest, even with a basket. Get some of these weeds out of here. There we go. We'll take these in, we'll give them a quick rinse. I just want to take some of the bigger ones, because if you leave the bigger ones too long, they'll actually start to go to seed, and we don't want that. Not yet, anyway. Let's give it a twist. Go. Oops. That didn't work very well. Put that in there. Big, beautiful, healthy greens today. I'm so happy about this. We'll be able to probably get another harvest before we have to call it quits on the Swiss chard. Look at that. That's beautiful. We've got some heavier leaves here on the side. Ooh, there's a big one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're kind of at the point where my bucket is full. So if I hold this up, hopefully you guys can see. That is a big bucket of greens today. Thanks for joining me today, guys. See you soon.